Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. It's another beautiful day in the Lowcountry. I'm Betsy McDaniel, and here are today's headlines. The defense in the Alec Murdaugh murder case is doing all it can to persuade jurors that Murdaugh could not have killed his wife and son. They've introduced their two-shooter theory, with civil engineer Mike Sutton testifying that the angles of the shots that killed Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were all wrong for the 6'4" Alec to have fired, further suggesting that the angles were more consistent with the shooter being 5 feet 2 inches tall instead. He also admitted he's being paid $350 an hour for his work on the case. In addition, the defense called Alec's surviving son Buster to the stand to explain some of his dad's behaviors around the time of the shootings, admitting the family knew about Alec's drug problems, but saying there was not a violent nature to the family dynamic. We've told you earlier that adding a lane in each direction on I-95 between the Georgia line and the Hilton Head exit is near the top of the list of the State Department of Transportation's priorities, possibly beginning sometime next year. Another area of I-95 between Highway 17 and I-26 is also now being prioritized, but still might not see any progress until 2030. The current schedule has the first 8 miles of the interstate and a new bridge over the Savannah River beginning next year, then 13 miles up to mile marker 21 in 2026, then 12 miles from there to the Ridgeland exit in 2028. Nancy Mace was just reelected to Congress 3 months ago, but already has a challenger for 2024, and it comes from her side of the aisle. Austin Anderson of St. Helena Island is a 27-year-old Uber driver and comes to the race with positions to the left and right of Mace. He says he's a gay, anti-establishment Republican married to a Russian immigrant who is calling for peace in Ukraine, abolishing the Federal Reserve System, and the Food and Drug Administration. He also wants to investigate those who pushed COVID vaccines, which he calls poison shots. Mace has not responded to the challenge yet, but did call President Biden an embarrassment on the world stage for his overseas visit instead of visiting the toxic train derailment in Ohio. It will probably come as no surprise that the Department of Tourism is telling us that the financial impact of tourism hit a new record high last year, up 11% to $29 billion, more than even pre-COVID times. Tourism spending decreased during the first COVID year, but snapped back quicker than state tourism officials expected. Lowcountry tourism experts say the numbers of tourists here have finally leveled off, but higher lodging and food prices have them spending more money every day that they are here. What started out as a Hilton Head Middle School project for students to learn their home island's history is turning into a museum. Middle school teacher Kathleen Harper has had her kids create the narrative for a gallery of 10 significant periods in the island's history, partnering with the town, Art League of Hilton Head, other local artists, and historians to create a gallery that traces the island's history from shell rings to the present-day tourism. Student-led tours are open to the public. And if you're planning to celebrate National Margarita Day, we have some good news for you. According to Yelp, South Carolina's best margarita can be found right on Hilton Head at Java Burrito Company in the Village at Wexford. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love for you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Lowco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. The number of Lowco high school basketball teams still in the fray of the February frenzy fell from 7 to 5 last night, but the Estill Fighting Gators are not done writing their story. We had one last romp in the swamp last night before consolidation turns the Gators and Red Devils into Hampton County Hurricanes, and it was a fight to the finish. The Bobcats from Baptist Hill came to play and brought a crowd, creating an intense environment for a hard-fought battle with a trip to the lower state finals on the line. The Bobcats led by 6 in the first half and made big man Kayvon Chisholm work for everything, but he got going at the end of the half and the Gators took a 2-point lead into the break. Estill created some cushion in the third quarter, but the Bobcats kept coming until Jeremiah Taylor got tough on the glass, and then Darius Brooks, the freshman called up from JV, getting the steal and getting to the line. The Gators were uncharacteristically shaky from the foul stripe, but they made enough down the stretch to escape with a 59-54 win in their final game in this gym. Now it's on to Florence for a showdown with Scotts Branch, and the winner goes to the state championship game. That was the only winner from the Lowco on Tuesday, as the boys from Patrick Henry and Beaufort Academy both bowed out with tough losses in the Skeeza 2A quarterfinals. 3 more Skeeza teams from the Lowco in action tonight in Sumter, with both HHCA squads and the Hilton Head Prep boys playing in the semifinals. Then the Beaufort Academy and Patrick Henry girls square off in the 2A semis Thursday. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
Thanks, Justin. Now we'll take a look at that weather with Maria Soden.
Thanks, Betsy. Yep, so taking a look ahead, while we are going to see more of this beautiful weather throughout the rest of the week and into the weekend, we are going to start to see some scattered showers again. Taking a look at Thursday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy, with Hilton having a high of 73, a low of 61. Bluffton's going to have a high of 78, a low of 61, and Beaufort is going to have a high of 79 and a low of 62. The sunrise for Thursday is going to be at 6:58 and sunset's going to be at 6:14. Taking a look at the beach tides, high tide's going to be at 11:36 a.m. and low tide's going to be at 6:43 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week and into the weekend, Friday it's going to be cloudy with a possible quick shower in the morning or maybe early afternoon. Then it should be clearing up the rest of the day, and then we're going to see rain in the evening. Highs are going to be in the 80s, lows in the 60s. Come Saturday, we'll see scattered showers throughout the day, but should be clearing up by the evening. Highs are going to be in the 70s, lows in the 50s. And then come Sunday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy throughout the day with the highs in the 70s and lows are going to be in the upper 50s. That's it for today. Let's head back to the desk.
And we'll be back in just a moment with the latest out of the school district. Don't go away.